All Against All, issue number 5. We are at the penultimate issue of this mini-series, and oh boy, this is just my cup of tea, lads. I enjoy every second of this book. The artwork, the writing, the story. Just hook it straight into my veins and let me see this when I die. It is just gorgeous and fun and weird and smart and well written. Gonna be hard to top this in my my rankings this year. I just feel that coming on, it's so sick. Big boy from Earth terrorizing a couple of squid aliens on a spaceship. What more do you want? It's perfect. So we open up this issue and we see that the general's like, that thing's a monster. It kind of thinks like us. It can speak like us. So it knows us well, so we need to fight dirty against it. We have to take this son of a bitch down. How are we going to do that? We just have to keep finding a way to neutralize this son of a gun. As he's saying that to his reinforcements, Helpless, the Tarzan boy, comes in and rips some of his people apart, ripping their guts out, destroying some of them. Nothing it is doing is working. It bashes their head. I think it actually picks up a gun and shoots a guy. And I'm like, that's pretty sick. That's pretty dope. You also see that Helpless has a bunch of wear and tear on him. His body is breaking apart. He's barely keeping himself together as well. But he's destroying all of these creatures in the process. He's a monster. We see the general is kind of silking away. He's like, I gotta get out of here. But if I want to kill this thing and actually fight this thing to its end, I need something stronger. Now, I know Bate was working on that prototype, so Jellyman, you gotta help me. Where's the prototype? He's like, you can't. It's never been tested. It's a dangerous thing. It's not worth the risk. He's like, it is worth the risk. We have to risk it. Now, give me the whereabouts of this new thing that was built. And we're like, methinks we're setting something up for the finale. Interesting. We cut back to the biodome, where Pate is slowly thinking about himself again. He's like, I hear stuff. Nothing's normal. He's still attached to the alligator. He's like, I need something. Need to remember something. Yes, there's something I have to remember. But first, I have to attack this vulnerable person. And we see that it's Viltrin trying to get her arm back together. She's like, wait, Dad, are you on that guy? Shit, I have to help my dad. So she jumps off her body, lands on the mouth of the alligator. Is like, Dad, can you listen to me? I guess not. Well, I'm going to make you listen to me. And she stabs her tentacle into the mouth of the crocodile, and it goes into the brain, and it hits Bate, and she snaps her father back into consciousness. And he's like, okay, daughter, and kind of brings him back to the present. So he's slowly getting himself together now. Pretty cool. So she hops back onto her body. And as she does that, we cut back to the general who's talking to one of his soldiers. He's like, this was never used. You're doing something crazy based on old scraps we have. He's like, it's fine. This is something that can destroy the boy running around. You give me what we got to do, and let's fight this son of a gun. So we know it's built on something that used to exist in an old time. We also know that Bate was too scared to acquire it. We know it's bulky. Now, we don't see it perfectly at this moment, but as soon as the general enters it, we see it is humongous. It's got sharp teeth and very primitive in shape. I don't want to tell you what it is right now because it's a fun reveal when we get to it, but if you've been keeping up with this book, you know that there was a creature earlier on in the run that was killed in the fight that Bate was experimenting on. Maybe they turn that into a body. And if you've seen the covers for the last issue, you already know what it's going to be. We'll get there in a minute. With his newfound strength, the general kills his other guy. He's like, all right, I'm going to go fight the human. Pretty cool. And then as he's out on his own to go fight the human, we kind of catch up with the life cycle of Earth happening, and Earth and maggots and flies. So a fly lays some larvae, the larvae grow, and we see that Viltrin is kind of helping her father exist, helping him build himself together. We're just watching the life cycle enter into their systems and grow. And she's like, okay, you're doing better. That's good. So things are getting bad out here, Father. Why did you jump off of your body? I had to save him. And we get kind of a breakdown of how he feels responsible for the creature, that he was never supposed to be here. He was like a remnant of something that never should have been. And he wants to protect him. And she's like, oh, so he's your kid. He's like, no, he's my penance, the thing I should have seen coming for me a long time ago. And she's like, damn, then I wish I could have been your penance also. Pretty heartbreaking stuff there, lady. Oof, that's rough to hear. Your dad's like, yeah, I like this weird thing more than you. So she puts him in like part of a body and starts to carry him away. And they're like, we got to go find Helpless then, or he's going to kill everybody in the room. And it's like, what if he gets out of this biodome, which he has, the gravity is going to be to his benefit. He's going to be very powerful. He's going to kill people. So we got to go stop that. And as he says that, we see that Helpless is crawling through the ship into like the dark crevices, dodging lasers, stepping his hand in weird shit. He falls through like a hole somewhere and winds up in like this weird place where there's a bunch of like earthly possessions. And there's some cool stuff in there. So if you're looking at the artwork in one page, I will put it up for you to see. There is a cassette tape for Homesick Pilots, which is the last book that Wingard drew, which is kind of cool to see that he threw that in there. But there's like a fridge and a bicycle, and he hits like this like weird retinal scan on this building, and like a big pop-up ad for Pola Cola shows up. It's like some, Blade Runner 2049 shit shows up, and like a weird sexy people start dancing in front of him, and he's like, what the hell is happening in front of me at this moment? But it doesn't matter, because right behind him, big old general shows up as an apex predator. What's that gonna be? He just grabs Helpless and he's ready to fight him. So we see that Viltron and Pate get pretty close to the exit door. They're like, I don't know if I can keep going on. My body's too weak. Your body's too weak. We can't do this. I know we're close, but this isn't working. So he's like, daughter, let me ditch this body. Just carry me through, and hopefully we can make all of this work. It's lighter for you, but we're going to get there eventually. So they manage to leave the biome. They get to the main floor of the facility where they find Helpless, and he is like draped in like blood and his body ripping apart. And he's like, last of the fight. He's like, what are you running from? And they're like, uh-oh, something's coming. And then we see the journal like, you made it back, you piece of shit. Look at you. I hate everybody, and I'm going to kill you all. I am so happy in this new body that is both mechanically built and the remnants of flesh from the gorilla. That's right, folks. We have now taken control of a mechanized flesh gorilla by an evil general in a squid army who is here to kill the fleshy remnants of a Tarzan boy after he just had some weird cola dance experience. And how in the ever-loving hell am I not supposed to love this book? You tell me how you see any of this crazy, off-putting weirdness and tell me it's not the best thing you ever saw. You tell me, folks, this is what it's all been about. This is what we're this is what we're living for. This is the meaning of our lives, is this book. I love it to no end. I think it's perfect. I was obsessed with this. The artwork is a little more colorful in this issue. Things are popping a little bit brighter. The word balloons and the lettering is still impactful and impressive. It's not as much like exposition this time around. We rely on a lot of like the narrative structure of like, the panels explaining what's going on, and it's working. We've built up to this moment, and the next issue is going to be a big old fight. I am very impressed with this book. A great issue of All Against All. I think this series is incredible. Please read it. Please read it. It's really good and really cool and makes me happy. Big old animal shit. I love it. So, All Against All, issue number 4. I am going to give a 9 out of 10. Thank you all for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Hive, and I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.